Welcome to episode 9 of this series. So last time well, the green team lose. The purple team collapsed. Well, Middle Eastern country, whatever you want to call it. They collapsed. Oh. Yeah, so the green team, they lost. And now we are left with two powers here. We have India and the red team. Two powers that are left. The war, kind of like after the fall of the two big powers, people just quit on the conflict. So now we're going to see that peace treaty of that conflict. Yeah. So the red team in the peace treaty of the Great European War, which is not over yet, but this is what they think is the peace deal. To it. Is a massive. Well, the red team is going to take a ton of their claims here. Well, the occupied territory, like down here in Africa, there's not really much anything can say. There isn't nobody here except them. But yeah. You get a ton of Africa here. I mean, a lot of it. Yeah, they're pretty good at some stuff. They have ownership of all of Africa at this point. The world's kind of realizing that, the red team's back, and they're bigger than ever. And they look very aggressive here. They look very aggressive, and they want more territory. They want revenge. The two powers of storm just fought each other, and one has collapsed, and the other one is not doing so well. They have all of Africa. Find the right color. That's not the right color. This one? Yes, this one. Make sure this is. Yes. So the two expansionist. The red expansionist. Why did I say two? There's not two. But yeah, the red team. The last thing they do here is they take their claims of what they took in Spain. Just occupy it. Don't give it any freedom. Just take it. There is mass war crimes here. You know what I mean. Atrocities are committed, very bad ones. Some really bad ones are committed, and The world does not like that. The red team will now, well, we'll start the invasion. As the peace treaty has been signed, and yeah, this is what's left of the globe. They jump Egypt. Egypt is jumped by them. And the blue team over here takes an opportunity to take their territory. And at this point, the world is kind of concerned about the red team. Like, yeah. The red team is being aggressive, even though the war just has already ended. And they don't really have anyone to stop them except India. Yeah. This capital, the old capital of the Middle Eastern country, is flattened. It's leveled. Which these guys are not happy about. They can't do anything because they have a treaty and they're gonna get jumped if they do anything. So yeah. The red country here, they're being very aggressive. The next target is these guys, which India is like, threatens out about their invasion plans, and are like, nope, we're landing first. So India starts their invasion, which makes the world seem like they're the aggressors. And then the red team jumps in. People are like, they're both being aggressive. Newly formed countries. As people kind of recognize that the empires are kind of done. The age of empires, like, it's done. So yeah, the brown team here gets annihilated. And now India takes that. The red team is going to get the rest here. And they're like, one of those points, like, no, we're not doing this. Like, they're finding out this news and they're not liking it. So, the green team will be the first to act in violation of the treaty. Will launch an invasion of the red team. They secretly, This is not just their forces. Like, this is like everybody. Like, this is all coming from up here. Britain, all of France. All here, since the green team are pouring in, because nobody likes the red team at this moment. And the red team is kind of unable to stop the invasion at the moment. But this is violation of the treaty, though. And the guys are like, it's violating the treaty. And he's like, that's violating the treaty. So, and a new alliance is formed. You see in these countries. And not surprisingly, Russia joined it. And Greece also as well joins it. These guys also joined the alliance. So what is the response of this? The green team makes the Green Alliance, which is the front of freedom. And oh boy, I mean, they have members. Yeah. Just Alliance is like down with the empires, on with freedom. Every single country in Europe that is now in an alliance. These guys join as well. Actually, no. These guys are going to make their own alliance, which is the Reformation Alliance. Mostly down in the Middle East. So there's 3 alliances. These guys joined the Green Team as they want freedom. Because they love freedom. So in China joins the front of freedom, making this a massive conflict, aka the climax of the Great European War. Part 2 of it has arrived. So yeah, we're going back here. This is where everything started. The red team is getting pushed by on every single part. Since now these guys are in the war, troops are flooding, and the red team was not prepared for this jumping. The troops just finished invading the country in Africa. So yeah, this jumping is not a good thing for them. They're severely... This is not the best. Like, where does this happen? Like, this is a really bad thing. The public is in the green team is extremely supportive for this, even though they're gonna this could lead to them collapsing. And the population is still go for it. And the green team is kind of getting respect because they're leading freedom. But these guys aren't going to be jumping the green team, which no one kind of expected this. Some people did, but they're like they were like I think the same alliance before. So yeah. But the yellow team up here was preparing for an invasion themselves, as they kind of knew this was gonna happen. So they're like, they get a advantage here in this territory. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, the green team also gets pushed in with the invasion by Greece. As Greece is like, you like, it's like, yeah. They kind of knew Greece was gonna like jump. Like they weren't like they didn't know, but they kind of had a feeling Greece, because they kind of accidentally leaked their plans. Like not long before they joined the war, so yeah, they don't have a lot of offenses, but they have a few. They meet up with the Russians. They plan on marching straight to the capital. Like, how are they gonna invade the red team here?
Are you walking to school today?
So here in the Middle East, the purple countries, well, this country here is going to launch an invasion of what they call the traitor. So they launch like they were expecting this, but like they have extreme support here. They're able to go down, and the red team kind of sees this, and they're gonna backstab their ally. Which makes this entire alliance like this is invasion. Like they actually launched an invasion. These guys don't even do anything. And while the purple team gets all this, starts pushing on the red team. They stop that right there. Yeah. These guys also start their invasion of Greece. Green, yeah. So Greece is like, oh, we're completely surrounded. But luckily, Russia was prepared for this. Starts their invasions of the Middle Eastern country. There's also just violate their treaty. So India, they've been prepping for a tiny bit, and now they're going to launch an invasion Why even the right color? This is just white. Figure out the grays. I'll use this. They launched an invasion here. So yeah, the invasion continues very nicely. And yeah, these guys fall. You doesn't even they just straight up are like, yo, you're part of us, our country now. So yeah, these pieces made and India fully annexes them. And that no one does not like this. Seeing the expansionism of these countries that they're being dictators. Yeah. The red team also annexes this part officially. And the green team is like, alright. The green team sets on a campaign of that will wipe out the red team fastly. Very fast. They launch a massive strike break with all their forces and a ton of volunteers, cutting them just right into two in Italy and steamrolling, taking the city of Rome. And absolute taking the Italian peninsula with ease as they broke through the lines, and Italy was not ready. And the fall of Italy was now been secured. Yeah. Italy has fallen. Down here, there's not really, I'm pretty sure, here's just, the red team's like, well, we don't think we can do that much down here. So the red team just has very little resistance, as they kind of abandoned this because they knew this was gonna fall pretty fast. But I didn't expect it to go this slow. This was their second target. B team uses a tiny bit of aid, but they're preparing for stuff at the moment. Can take a bit of stuff as well. They're doing a bit. So yeah, they got that. They get that. So yeah, the red team they're pretty shocked about this. Like they lost all of Italy that fast, and yeah, now they're building a massive navy, and the red team is not. So yeah, the red team navy is getting kind of destroyed here. So they're retreating. Their navies is kind of getting destroyed because it's all of Europe. It's navy. They take this island, and they very hard invasion of Sicily. So yeah, they're kicked out of Europe. And now you guys are kind of getting a bit worried as the green team has been holding off. And now they have all of Europe's troops are coming. I think it might be cooked, and also you're fighting a two-front war. Don't forget that. and that they're continuing to advance on you. And you're kind of on the retreat here. Yeah. Like the purple team and the green team kind of gonna make agreements. Like they need to take out the other guys. They're not gonna ever fight each other. So they kind of already got over that. And they're landing in Greece now. And the Greece is like, guys, you need help. The other team's like, nah, I'm good. And they're like, you traitor. The team starts a massive counter-offensive, or an attack on their territory that the Greeks took. And they come and start the steamrolling of Greece. And Greece just straight up. Greece falls into a civil war. Yeah, so Greece goes into a civil war. Yeah, part just breaks away from Greece. And then they collapse into two. And Greece like, yeah, Greece's civil war. Yeah, Greece just collapses. Like they just straight up go down, and they go down hard. The fall of the capital means Greece is out of the conflict. The green team, just like the other countries, is going to immediately annex this. China's like, hey, if you can do that, we can do that. Like, yeah, we annex everything. So there's new countries now, and the green team is now focusing all of it on Russia. There's a few new countries. I think I'm already started an offensive. Now the green team's gonna start an offensive. So yeah, they're starting their offensive. And it's not. Yet this offensive is going pretty good for the green team as they are able to encircle a ton of army. And yeah, writing's on the wall for Russia. Like, you're like fighting all of Europe at this point. And the red team is not helping you. India's not even helping you. What is India doing? So now, what has India been up to? Well, India doesn't really want to be in this war anymore. Well, the public doesn't. But the government's like, yeah. So a massive rebellion will appear. Saying that India should be free. Well, India, well, that India should, well, not be in this conflict and stop being a dictatorship. Yeah, India's fallen. And their troops have finally just barely gotten in gear and started invading this country, making them fall. And the purple teams went to occupy them because they knew they were going to fall and they collapsed. Then they annexed the territory, though. Now all these guys are fighting on this one front. Russia, yeah, they're coming down. No, India's coming down. So the red team will backstab India here. And now the government is even. They're even more hate the government because now your ally just backstabbed you. And you're the one saying, hey, we need to be an ally. That's what this was about. So, yeah, India just. The red team. Let's see. The islands. And straight up, India collapses on itself. Large outbreaks of civil war, unrest, people, and oppression are not good. There's absolute chaos in the country. Rebels immediately help out. And these guys, they just straight up unify. For now, they help these guys push back. So that we can get their reformation of, well, this country. But yeah, India was collapsing. I mean, it was going down fast. Yeah. The civil war over here kind of goes immensely in the favor of, well, the rebels, as well. India just lost everything to revolts, so they don't have to take this much over here. But that's the main part of India. So they're both on a peace treaty for now. Because, yeah, these guys know what's going to happen over here. Even more revolts gonna be happening. And India is not just a firework. Leaders are dragged in the street and hanged. And yeah, the entire country is collapsing. Over here is an independence, which takes the capital. Yeah, India has collapsed. They're gone. So yeah, the Russians are very soon to follow. As like Russia at this point. The forces from the pink team will over here start to march on Russia. But there's more forces as well. They're coming in on Russia. And there's a massive revolt over here. Yeah, this is not good. The green team makes an invasion into Ukraine and starts to invade Crimea. They take Crimea. There's the Blue Rebellion. Wonderful rebellion over here. Which Russia is coming down like a brick. Russia is destined to fall. And well, Russia may start going down very slowly. They get cut off by from any powers of the green team, which is just slowly taking more and more territory. It's a red team that does nothing. And the Russian regime is questioned by all of its people. Also, it seemed the only reason they were well done here because that was very far away from the actual capital. India was straight up collapsed. That was just independence movements. So yeah, Russia, their empire has officially collapsed. As to call the capital the year 700 proves that it all comes down. The last of the territory is taken by the yellow country. And that is the collapse of Russia, leaving the world with one enemy left, the red team. The entire world is going to be going against the red team. And that's going to be the last part of this conflict. Thank you for watching. I will see you all next time in episode 10, the final part of the Great European War and the final days of the empires, as freedom goes up against imperialism. Thank you for watching. Bye.